Hi everyone. Yesterday, how did your letters turn out? You all wrote a letter to your teacher about how you could make your classroom even better. Good. So today you're going to write another letter. We're becoming expert letter writers. But today, instead of writing to your teacher, you're going to write to the whole class, a first grade class. Now that you're a second grader, you can really teach those first graders a little bit about second grade. So as you can see, I chose Ms. Dinger's class that I'm going to write to. Of course, I did my date, I did my heading, and at the end, I'll have to do my closing. Maybe I'll write something like your second grade friend, Mrs. Holbrook. Do you see this? You could just say from or love or by. Okay, now what I want to talk about is the meat. The meat is the body of your letter. What are you going to say to these second graders? Usually, when we write a letter, we might want to ask them some questions or we might want to teach them something. So, what do you think you might want to teach the first graders? I'm not going to write sentences. I'm just going to make a list of some ideas with you. But when you do it, you're going to write sentences in your letter, okay? So maybe you'll tell them what it's like. Maybe tell them about the work. Do you do foundations? What kind of books do you read? What do you do for math? Do you do science or social studies? Tell them about your teacher. What's it like in your room? What fun things do you do? Why don't you tell them about like prizes or any like games you play? And why don't you tell them about what you've learned? Have you learned something new that you didn't learn in first grade? And then maybe you can ask them. Remember, this isn't just a letter to one person, it's going to be read to the whole class. So maybe ask them if they have any questions. What do they want to know about second grade? Maybe ask them, how are they? How are you? It's good to just ask people those nice pleasantries. Okay, so you will get to work by starting with your date, picking any first grade teacher in your school or that you know of, and then writing sentences. And remember, a sentence starts with an uppercase and ends with a stop sign. It might be a period or an exclamation point or a question mark. So you want to have sentences that ask them questions and tell them about second grade. And then you'll sign off on the bottom, however you want, your second grade friend or from. Okay, that is your job today. A letter to the first grade class.